Dave Off here from Waldor Orchids, and we're with the great Jim Roberts from Florida SunCoast Orchids.
Morning, everybody. How you doing?
So we are going to just a little segment. It's going to be like 5 questions with Jim, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So Jim, first question is, man, you're a serious orchid guy, but you sort of specialize in really Encyclias and Schomburgkias. So
I do.
Why?
Because someone a long time ago said that they were nothing more than something that was green and brown and not worth growing.
It's true.
And of course, being me, that's not the thing you tell me. So I have to go in and correct that. And for the last 45 years, that's what I've been breeding. And they are certainly not just green and brown.
Okay, so my next question was that how did you sell this green and brown product to everybody? But I guess you really, there's some interesting colors. I know with like Placata, which is my basic knowledge of them, and there's some greens, you have some interesting lip colors, but one of the things is obviously fragrance. That's always really good.
It is.
What are some of the things that Encyclias especially have that kind of like what you make
The primary thing that I'm trying to do is incorporate a size of an orchid that is intermediate size that 90% of the people can grow, but also will have an inflorescence with more than 10 or 12 flowers. Usually, if you can breed them correctly with the correct parents in the background, 30 to 80 flowers per stem is not unusual. And you have to use the background parents that will produce the colorations, and you don't always get it. It is a guess, certainly not for sure. But when you combine certain things in the first or second generation, you can move the color away and increase the flower count. They're particular about which parents that you use, but eventually you get them. If you use short inflorescent, few flowered Encyclias, that's what you also get. But hybridizing with them, it's an entirely different animal, especially if you go intergeneric, which I'm trying to do as well.
That's what kind of my next question was. I suppose like Rupiculus Lalius could help out a lot. Can you keep that sort of stem habit,
They
shorten
could.
it up, bring some color?
They
Have you
could.
done
It's
anything
personally
like
not for me in Florida because
I love it.
they aren't, the Rupiculus Laelia genetics really tend for it to be cooler. And it's difficult when my greenhouse is 110 degrees every day. So I usually try and do the Cattleyas and some of those which will entertain a little bit more homogeny between the two.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think it's going to be our last question, but the one thing I think we want to know is Encyclias, they're sort of easy, and Schomburgkia is sort of easy. Are there any like specific growing tips to an Encyclia or Schomburgkia that's going to really help a grower out?
For everybody that I can speak to about that, there are just a couple of very basic things. Really drying them out. And by drying them out, I mean more than a day or two. Sometimes a week or two is completely fine, especially some of the species that have a dry season from November into February. And that actually coincides very nicely in Florida. Everyone has a misnomer that sometimes because it's an orchid that they have to continuously water it or keep it wet. And the primary culprit lately that I've noticed that promotes that is AI on the internet, which is completely inaccurate information. But people are looking at it, believing that it's true, calling me up saying, well, I did this, and they dry. So high bright light, morning sun, or filtered west or south, soaked thoroughly, and then good drying in between, which is my adage. When in doubt, dry them out. Schomburgkias and Encyclias both.
You do most of them mounted in baskets, pots. You can use potting medium if you're
Absolutely,
up here in the Northeast.
absolutely can. Probably for you guys up in the north, bark, charcoal, and a little bit of perlite. In Florida, I go with just regular Orchiata bark, the large chunk. Plastic holds the water a little bit too much. I prefer mounting or basket culture, the slat basket in a Vanda. Clay is preferable for some of them that get really big and tippy, but generally not the plastic pots unless they're small.
Excellent, dude. You're a treasure in the orchid community.
It's my pleasure to be part of you. I stand in your shadow.
Yeah, many more years of happy growing. Check out Jim Roberts, Florida SunCoast Orchids. If you're in Florida, Jim, you do 40 shows a year?
Not anymore. It's down to about 20.
That's why I say even 20 is ridiculous. That's like every other weekend. So if you're in Florida, go see Jim at one of the shows. His booth is always excellent. He's got stuff that's going to be easy for you to grow, and he grows his own products.
Love to have you guys anytime.
Florida SunCoast Orchids, guys.
Thanks, David. Bye.